They say the 90s were simpler times. No smartphones, no social media, no 24/7 surveillance, just VHS tapes, camcorders, and static-filled late-night TV. But maybe that's what made it easier, for certain things to slip through the cracks. For some moments to vanish, or worse, be erased on purpose. This story comes from an old TV technician named Hal, who worked overnight shifts at a small regional station in upstate New York. Nothing exciting ever happened there. Until one night in the fall of 1994, when a strange tape was found. One that was never meant to be seen. And once you hear what was on it, you might understand why. It started with a glitch. Around 2:17 a.m., the channel cut to black during an old monster movie marathon. Hal was in the editing bay, sipping coffee and half asleep, when static hissed across the monitors. Then, without warning, the feed returned. But it wasn't the movie. It was a different recording entirely. Grainy footage, a basement maybe, a single hanging bulb swaying. The image was shaky, like handheld footage on an old camcorder. At first, Hal assumed it was a mistake. Maybe someone taped over a segment. But the time code didn't match any of their archives. It wasn't supposed to be there. He froze when a figure entered the frame. It was a child, barefoot, wearing pajamas that looked decades old, like from the 60s. They walked slowly into the shot, eyes wide, lips moving, but there was no sound. Hal adjusted the volume. Nothing. Just that eerie silence and the hum of the bulb. Then came a flash of movement behind the child. Something, or someone, darted across the back wall, too fast to make out. Hal rewound it, played it again, frame by frame, a tall shadow, unnaturally tall, and wrong. He paused the tape, heart racing, and went to tell his supervisor. When they returned, the feed was back to normal. Just a movie playing again. And the tape? Gone from the machine. Hal swore he hadn't removed it, but the cart was empty. He checked the shelves, the trash, the archive bins, nothing, like it had vanished. The next day, he brought it up to a coworker, Lisa, who admitted something similar had happened to her a few months prior. Same time of night, same kind of footage. She'd thought she'd imagined it. But then, she showed Hal something, a tape she'd hidden, labeled "Do Not Air." It was dusty, unmarked. They watched it together. Same room, same bulb, but a different child. This one older, maybe 10, crying, mouthing words, still no sound. And again, the figure, closer this time. The camera shook violently before the screen went black. Then, a single frame, almost subliminal, just long enough to register. A face, not human, white eyes, slit mouth, staring directly into the lens. Neither of them slept that night. They considered taking it to the police. But what would they say? "We found a haunted VHS?" So Lisa took the tape home, planning to digitize it. The next morning, Hal came in and saw her desk empty. She never came back. No call, no note. Her apartment? Vacant, like she'd never lived there. The only thing left behind was her badge, and a single VHS tape with the tape inside ripped out, as if someone clawed it. Today, the station doesn't exist anymore. It burned down in 1999. The cause? Electrical malfunction. Hal moved to another state. Never touched a camcorder again. But every so often he still gets anonymous packages. Old tapes, unlabeled. And once, just once, he watched one. It was the same room, same bulb. And this time, it was Hal on the screen, sitting, staring into the camera, not moving, not blinking, just waiting. So, was it real? An elaborate hoax? A shared hallucination from overworked night staff? Or is there something still circulating on forgotten frequencies? Something that records you before you ever hit record? If you ever find an unlabeled tape in a thrift store or basement, maybe think twice before playing it. And if you do press play, don't watch it alone. If this story messed with your head even a little, Hit like, subscribe to Luna Sanguinis, and share it with someone who still owns a VCR. Because some tapes were never meant to be found.